Hi guys, and welcome to Finish It Friday, episode 114. So here's where we left off on Wednesday. We have our card base 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have our two dark layers. One is 4 1/8 by 3 1/8. One is 4 1/8 by 2 1/8. And then we have our cardstock. Here, in this instance, I use DSP on both of mine. This is my 4 by 3. This is my 4 by 2. And this is my scrap for a sentiment. All right, so here's what we're going to do here. Let me go ahead and grab out my glue. Isn't that cute? I have to get the new one from Country Hive. They have a joy, like a holiday ornament. All right, so I'm not going to do anything with this cardstock. I'm sorry, with this DSP. You'll see on my examples that I did a different technique on a piece of DSP. I am just layering these on as is. Again, to refresh your memory, this is the Take a Bow DSP. It's in the August to December mini catalog. It was out of stock. I think it's back in stock. I didn't look before I got on. Sorry. All right, so now on this, I'm trying to think how, if I want to do with the bigger on that side, or if I wanted to do, I think I want to do it like this, and I'm going to show you why in a second. All right, so let me go ahead. I'm going to layer this down. You know what? While I was out of my refills, I got used to using the green glue, and now I'm almost kind of liking it more than my seal. Now, nothing's going to replace the Seal Plus. Well, the tear and tape can, but I think I might just stick with green glue for a while. All right, leave just a little bit of an edge. Need to mimic that over here like I did there. I don't mind if I have a wider gully in the middle there, alley, whatever you want to call that. But I have that so that we have that nice 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. Okay, what I'm going to do with this, I have this cut out from, oh, did I do that? Yes, from last week's video. I introduced where to go, the peaceful season. I keep going to my light. That's weird. I put on my light over here now instead of turning on my overhead lights. That way you don't get that glare on here. So I showed how to use this. So one of the fun things was that you have that layering. And so while I used that sentiment on another card, well, right here, you could also take the negative and put it on a piece of scrap. Maybe I'll do that instead. Huh. Do I want to do that instead? Or do I want to do that? Oh, so many choices. Let me put both of those down and look for a second. I think I'm going to use this, guys, only because we have so many rectangular and that, and I almost feel like I need to edge that in black. Okay, I didn't tell you about this layer. I'm sorry, but this is your scraps for sentiment. So this is definitely a scrap for a sentiment. So let me see. Is this even straight? So it's 1 inch by 1/4 of an inch. There's a little bit of a, let me grab my little, there's a little weird edge there. It makes me feel it wasn't cut straight. All right, so now it is straight. All right, just that little edge was bothering me just a little bit. So if this is 1 inch by 4 inch, that means we're going to do this 1 1/8 by 4 1/8. Let's see, is this 4? Oh, good. So 1 1/8. And what I've noticed with our black, because this is a brand new blade in this cutter, but the black, it's always a little bit, I'm going to say, I think it's a lot more dense. So it seems like I get a lot of scritchies on the edges when I cut. So I usually have my little block and I take off those little scritchies. All right. So now this should be, yep, look at that. Just a little bit of an edge, but that does show that I did have that cut not so straight down at the bottom there. I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to look perfect. So let me go ahead. Maybe I should pop this up, because maybe by popping it up, I'm almost at the very end. By popping it up, maybe I won't notice that edge as much. Well, I will notice the edge, but maybe not as much. So let me put a couple there. Let me put a couple here, where I actually, looks like I ripped the cardstock when I was coming across. And I'll put a couple in the middle for support. Maybe I'll do this long piece in the middle there for support. All right. Kind of hover that before I press it down to make sure I like the border. And now I can glue this. Oops, I left it uncorked too long. And then after that happens, always start in your middle first and spread it out, because you might get a glob. And you'd rather have that glob be in the middle than on your edge where it'll come out from below. All right, let me line this up on that line a little bit. All right, I think that looks good. Just a few little pieces left there. Oh no, I got glue on there. Oh, do you see that? When it dries, I'll just take my little adhesive. Oh, I have Band-Aids there. My little adhesive remover, and remove that. We used to sell these. It's not quite dry, so I have to wait till it completely dries before I can get that off. All right. So then on here, I'm going to go back to that Peaceful Seasons. I'm going to grab my Mary. Will it go? I'll do it like this. And this I'm just going to fussy cut a little strip. Let me go ahead and grab my scissors here. Let's see if I can do this straight. I'm going to go right at the bottom of those words. That way it feels like it's straight. There we go. Oh, let me get my precision tip for this. Too much glue. So for the precision tip, let's see. Oh, here we go. Get out. I like the tweezers that come with our embossing essentials kit, but they don't quite, I've used them so much, they don't quite clip as fast and as tight as these do. So, and these are just from off of Amazon. Let me go ahead, get that so it's go. Put those back there. Let me put this back on. And there you are. There's a very simplistic card. Now if you wanted to add, you know, embellishments, rhinestones, stuff from the ephemera packs, you could. But I'm going to leave this just completely basic. Quick card. All right. Let's go ahead and show you the other ones that I created. So here's one I created. Now here I used DSP. I used an old embossing folder. I love the Merry Melody that retired. Use it a lot at Christmas time. So I used the saying from the ephemera pack, and this automatically when you use a 3D embossing folder with your DSP, you'll get that. It looks like I actually took my file and ran across it, but it actually, that's the way it comes out. And these are just little scraps I had laying around that I cut to size. And then this one, this is using decorative trees. Got a little weird, and I didn't do this outright. I usually do 3, so yes. But then I used them to overlap like that. Left a nice little place there to put those greetings. That is from, oh, let me see, what is it called? Christmas Labels. So these are both from Christmas Labels. And then those little bows and ornaments, of course, are from the decorative trees also. All right, so there you are, guys. There's our cards for today. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. If you're out there on Black Friday, be careful, be safe, especially with the driving. Don't let anyone yank that present out of your hand. I am working, so I gotta get ready to punch in here soon. So have a great day, guys, and a good weekend. Stay safe. Bye for now.